is Khatimul Anbiya, the last and the final divine messenger. He is the inaugurator of the modern scientific era. No other. Absolutely no one else. This you can find when you read the Quran, this you can find when you read the Hadith, this you can find when you read Muslim history, and this you can find also when you read the history of modern science. There are histories by Robert, history by Adam, history by several other scholars. I need to say the history of science, modern science. And all these scholars are compelled, of course, very, I'd say, in a manner which is not giving to them because they are not friends of Islam. But they are compelled to admit this. For instance, Paul says in his book, The Making of Humanity, he says there that the pre-Islamic science was pre-scientific. The world did not have science before the advent of Islam. And he gives reason. He says that the pre-Islamic science, whether it was cultivated by the Greeks or by the Indians or by the Chinese, or by the ancient Babylonians or Phoenicians or Sumerians, he says that the world did not know the scientific method of inquiry which was given for the first time in the history of mankind by the Holy Prophet Muhammad himself. The only method of knowledge that mankind knew before him, meeting these great men as Aristotle and Socrates and Plato and all of them, was the deductionical method. It is only a method for logic, and that also is very effective. The other method of knowledge is the inductive method, and that is called the scientific method. Read any book on the philosophy of science and try to find out as to what are the foundations of physical science. And you will find them telling you the latest and the highest in the field. For instance, Whitehead asked him, what are the foundations? Or James Jean, or Eddington, or Einstein. They will say that the very starting point of science is, physical science is, a threefold belief. The threefold belief is unity of mankind, unity of knowledge, unity of nature. Nobody gave these principles except Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and his son. Great history of mankind. Nobody gave them, nobody had this idea. It was he who gave this, and it was he who gave this inductive method. And in what is this? And how comprehensive. Read the Quran, you will find that 3/4 verses of the Quran are in connection with achieved natural phenomena. Why? The Quran is the book of theology. The Quran is the book of religion. Why is it that 3/4 verses in the Quran deal with the natural phenomena? And everywhere we are told after these natural phenomena have been mentioned, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ. And these are the guideposts, are the guidelines for those who employ their intellect. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. In these natural phenomena are guideposts to knowledge and to the unraveling of the mysteries of this universe and the consequent attainment of sovereignty and power and control over nature. In this are signs for those who devote their lives to understanding those gods are there. You might think it is blasphemy on my part if I tell you, because the manner of thinking which has become, and this is the orthodox Islamic way of thinking. The Holy Prophet ﷺ says, فضل العالم على العابد كفضلي على أدناكم. The superiority of a person who cultivates knowledge over a person who is all the time engaged in devotion. He says, the superiority of the cultivator of knowledge over the cultivator of devotional exercises is like my superiority over the meanest of me. What? This superiority over the meanest of men? Can you gauge it? Can you measure it? Can't. It is infinite and limited. He was the man among all the founders of faith. He was one and only one who said, the ink of the scholar is holier than the blood of the martyr. While the other churches were teaching that any rational text was blasphemous, he was into the contrary. And he has taught to the contrary. Of course, Muslims have left him and have come to the other side and to the other camp. This is their deviation. But he was teaching what? He was teaching to his followers, Al-Hikmatu Dhallatul Mu'min. Every piece of knowledge is like the lost property for a believer. If we lose anything on the road and we go to pick up that thing, we will never ask anyone whether we should pick it up or not, because it belongs to us. It is our bad luck. It belongs to us. So he said that it is the birthright of the moment that he should possess every piece of knowledge conceivable. And he made it clear that knowledge is not and cannot be the property of any particular race or particular country or particular community. He said to his followers, اطلب العلم لو كان بالسين. Acquire al-ilm, knowledge, even though you have to acquire it from a pagan community of Afghanistan. But in this age of degeneration, I have heard and numerous people have heard and said, the sign of orthodoxy in this verse which I recite. They said and they say, ilm sehat. Knowledge is only of three types, or under three heads. Fiqh, tafsir, hadith. Knowledge of fiqh